Thanks, bot like. That's funny. So basically what I'm showing you right here, bot like, is that I've really improved the number of non-humans the deck has. If you want to, oh, this is not count. Sorry. If you want to count the Dwarven Mines and by extension count the red fetches, you can. So let's not count them. Let's just say 14 non-humans, access to 14 dwarves. Sorry, 12 dwarves, 18 humans, and now we're playing Pyre of Heroes. So let me show you what the Pyre of Heroes curvature looks like. So what's going on here is we can go from a, so you start, the chain actually starts at Dwarven Mine. So let's actually do the whole chain. So those are our zeros. Here are my ones. Here are my twos. Threes. And we'll move this over. Fours. Just move our sideboard over so you guys can see the full curve. And again, if you guys have watched some of my legacy content, I really do dig things like Birthing Pod. So here are zeros. The Dwarven Mines can become the automaton. The automaton can become any of these 2-drops. Sorry, these are pyres, not 2-drops. So I am a little bit lacking in the 2-drops region, which is why I started trying to squeeze in some number of Strangleroot Geists. I'm going to play Geist over Voice. I think if for no reason other than that it can convert into a couple different things. It's not... Voice would only be able to be Pyre of Heroes into specifically Mirror Entity, just as the list is right now, right? Because Voice is an elemental. Maybe we find an elemental that's a 3-drop we like, but I'm going to play Strangleroot as just fodder, because Geist can either become the Skyclave Apparition, which is a spirit, or it can become the Mirror Entity, which is all things at all times, even when it's inside the deck, which is important. Most of our 3-drops are going to be humans, and that just has to do with the Spyros being so integral to the deck. And then these all can turn into these. So one of the lines we can go all the way from a dwarf token to the automaton to either... oh, funny enough, I'm running Shale again. We've run Shale before, but I'm running Shale because all of our turn 1 dorks are birds. So the geese and the birds have a couple different choices for what they can turn into. They can turn into the Masked Vandal, which of course is a changeling. So that's a valid thing for the Pyre of Heroes to transform. If you guys haven't played with this card, it says we have to sacrifice a creature that shares and search our library for a creature card that shares a creature type. So you do have to do some weird kind of clever building. Funny enough, Shale is kind of neat because not only have we played it before, it's like a pseudo Gavany effect, is also a flyer, which is great. What's cool about this card is that we can Pyre it into a few different cards. The Banisher Priest that we brought back to the main deck is one of the targets because they're both clerics. And of course, Shale, just like these other targets, can always become the Mirror Entity, thus completing the pod chain all the way up to Waynota. So we can, in a pinch, start all the way at the bottom of the curve of a token, right, to one of these 1-drops, sorry, specifically the Automaton. Or we can start the chain at Bird, and then we have choices to go either Shale or Masked Vandal. From these 2-drops, of course, a lot of these 2-drops are going to become Mirror Entity, right? They don't get a choice. Shale, I think, is one of the only ones. Strangleroot Geist gets a choice as well. There's a branch here. We can either go to Apparition or we can go to Entity. Ooze doesn't get a branch. Masked Vandal does. Masked Vandal could go to Spyro, which would probably be a good choice. Probably that's how we'll transform the Masked Vandal. This will go straight to Spyro. Gaddock Teague and Spellskite also don't get a choice. We got Horror and Kithkin Advisor, so those both would only become the Mirror Entity. Now, once we go from here, all of our 4-drops, these are all humans. I can see a board state where we would search out the Blade Historian or the Wild Bonder, but probably it's going to be Waynota. Probably even more than the Wild Bonder, it might be Heron's Grace for that life gain boost. And then if we have a redundant 4-drop that we don't need anymore, or a Heron's Grace that we've already used up, this is where the Kenrith, which, by the way, I was already running Kenrith and Lena in the last edition of the deck. These extra 4-drops, or if we have just an extra Waynota in our hand, which is pretty common that we have an extra Waynota, so it's the Pyre actually plays really nice to the fact that we have some legendary, duplicate legendaries here. She can go become Kenrith. Kenrith can give himself haste, and we get to swing. I can't imagine we would need to pod the Kenrith into the Lena, but if it happened, if we needed to, we could. If we needed to go wide. Alright, so that's the pod chain. So now we've got this subtle, or not so subtle, Pyre of Heroes. And again, similar to Goblins, I'm playing the same number. I'm playing the same number of... And we're all out greed now because certainly the deck is a worse... we're a worse Magus of the Moon deck now. But it's just so powerful in certain matchups to be able to tutor that up, and to be able to tutor that up game one, that I'm going to continue to run that. Let's go ahead and jam. This is going to be not a full league tonight, but we'll start one. With the deck, surprisingly to me, I mean, granted, we blew a bunch of tickets on it when in the first week or so, but like now we're actually kind of going the coveted, you know, infinite, right? So, you know, essentially when our events are paying for themselves pretty consistently. We're sitting at 651 play points now. Things you want to predict before we start. That we're going to have color issues. Oh yeah, it's going to happen. This hand doesn't have color issues though, although it's not very good. I'm very happy that I mulliganed. In the meta, is Skite or Skoos better for us? Probably Skoos, although if we think they might have removal, then Skite's better. I'm going to tuck the Skoos and just hope to protect. Like, Skite is nice for helping us do our thing. Good luck and have fun. Giver. I think I'm still happy that I kept Spell Skite. Like the idea of activating Pyre 3 or more times is going to be rare. Yes, it will be on the rare side. And I'm not running any weird ways to like untap the Pyre because it's kind of expensive to activate. So since we have Mine in hand, don't we need to go Temple? I think we need to go Temple. You can protect your things. I don't really remove their creatures very often. I have some bullets, some silver bullets for it. Abzion. Stoneforge. Devoted Druid. Never mind. This is a very different deck. They might be killing us next turn. Well, that's sad. Should we moon them? Mooning them takes them off white. Oh, I can't because this is going to be tapped, isn't it? It is a tap land. It's a sad land. Do we want to play Pyre or do we want to get our Spell Skite on? Probably supposed to play Pyre. Oh, and I'm sure that's not the last time that Dwarven Mine's going to be tapped. Like, this is terribly greedy, but we're trying it out. There are going to be matchups where we're very thankful we're trying out the Dwarves, but this is not one of them. I mean, it's kind of like when we were trying the Rogues in our mana base, right? We'll have to figure out the right number. Vizier, go off. I have not seen Vizier combo in forever. I'm excited. I'm not even mad. Cord for 3. Get the Ranger. Ranger, go get Ballista. Show me the Ballista. You got it. I'm not going to make them go through all of it. We don't got time like that. It's different if I had a little bit more time to play with you guys tonight. I'd play that out. Alright, so we do need to be able to trample over. We don't need the life gain as much, though. They're an all-or-nothing deck, but I do want Wild Bonder Kenrith. Let's keep in Lena. She's been great. Been really liking the Lena. So let's not cut into this. Let's focus in here. Magus of the Moon, yeah, but they tend to play Mana Dorks. But they are in colors that we could justify that. Ooh, speaking of Justice, let's play Fiery Justice. We don't need the Spell Skite. That's not really what this game's about. I also, yeah, I think we won't have... I don't think we necessarily need the full pod chain. So, like, some of the cute... Like, some of the... Let's slim on some of those pieces. Teague turns off some of their tutors, like Cord that we just saw. Vandal hits some things, but probably not going to run it. Ooze is okay in this matchup, but not great. I'd rather play Revoker, of course, because I can turn off certain pieces of the combo. His name Devoted Druid, for example. Timelies are interesting, but probably wrong. Lynn Valley gets run for the same reason as the Revoker. Similar reason to the Revoker. This doesn't do anything. Not really. No, no. Okay, so we are going to bring back in some of that fodder. The shale and the automaton. And if we have enough room, I might even run Grace. Although I probably would rather complete our chain, our pod chain, by running the Changeling before I play these other things. And then let's run Grace just because if we hit it, it is an Anthem. As long as we hit it on the right trigger, it's an Anthem. This opener is awkward. We're going to mulligan. Won't be the last time that happens. Let's put back the Blade Historian, actually. This is turn 2 Spyro. They probably won't interact with. Sometimes that's good enough to get us going, really. I've added a second Stomping Ground for many reasons, one of them being I'm trying out the mines. The inclusion of cards like Automaton, Symbiosis probably hurt us more than help us. You never know. Cheers. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Bot. Like, probably. But, like, I wanted to see what the deck felt like with the full chain. Obviously, I think that the Automaton made more sense when I had a Dryad Arbor, but then in my testing, I switched over to try out mine. So, we'll see. Could get basic planes here. It's awkward to get basic planes, though, right? Don't I want to turn on my mines? I want to turn on my mines in this matchup for sure. Yeah, we want to turn on the Dwarven mines. I mean, I could get Sacred Foundry. It's just I want to get mountains. I want to get mountains when my opponent's not really actively pressuring, I should say, our life total. Do we want to dump? I think I don't dump the Spyro. I think we just make one token. Oh, wow. Spyro City. It's like, that happens, it's like you almost wish you'd made the other token. Like, as in our deck, the tokens have a really high premium. Another bird. Kind of a slow start for our opponent. That's good news for us. Spyro to make 2 tokens, or we do the same thing? We probably do the same thing. Oh, excuse me, I can't. So actually, because it's a Gilded Goose, it's not the new Hierarch, which we will really enjoy, the new Hierarch. You have no idea. I'm not quite at Dwarven Mine status, but if I get another Stomping Ground, we'll be there. Oh yeah, I'm being totally greedy against my opponent. Like, that's what you're seeing here. There's the Winota. And an extra land. No need to attack there. Please don't have the full combo next turn. It's tough for them to have the full combo unless they have a way to give haste to their Devoted Druid. They really can't go off. And that was one of my issues with the Devoted Druid combo. I've played it myself. The Devoted Druid often doesn't have haste. Oh, is this company? Guess they're going to company during my turn to grab my Winota, right? Why not? Why not do that? I do think this is the greediest configuration we could possibly do with our mana base, but I did want to try it. Show me company for Skyclave. They've got to be doing that, right? They can't chord for Skyclave. Turning a dwarf into a relevant 2-drop so slow. Oh, it's terribly slow, bot-like. It's very slow. It takes forever. Yeah, it certainly might not be worth it. And Collected Company. Show me Skyclave. I mean, of note, we've gone really wide here. Even if they do have the Clave, we can still attack with the Spyros, but it's not really a winning recipe. The fact that they're taking so long on this makes me wonder if they didn't hit the Skyclave? They do hit a Skyclave and a Kitchen Finks. That's terrible for us. They just hit six mana worth of creature. That's terrible for us. But we have a lot of redundancy, so let's hope to draw to it. I've got a Spyro in my bin we can make. That's terrible for us that they hit the Skyclave, but that's what you want to do with company these days. It's literally pretty, I mean, not always, but a relatively reasonable amount of the time it's just straight up removal. Hope they don't have company again. It'd be nuts if they just had it again. Look at this board with Pyre. We would just fetch Winota. Yeah, Pyre would be sweet. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm representing 14, although the Finks is blocking a lot more than that. Oh, this will be close, and I may have to block with the Apparition. Another Company. Double Company beats us, probably. That's a great draw from our opponent, to have Double Company. I wonder why they didn't do it, though. Oh, because they wanted to block with Bird, and then, yeah, Witness back the Company. Gosh, they're making the deck look so good, and I can't bring myself to play it. Put them to 2. Am I dead on the swing back? Almost. At 8. They have 6. If they can remove the entity, I lose. I think I'm supposed to swing there, but show me entity. Skyclave, I mean. We're dead. Right? Oh, no, we're not. Cancel. They have 6. Ooh, we win. Sweet. I'm really glad we've added these. Oh, the odds that we lose here are very slim. The odds we win are very high. I was almost doing the get rid of my own mirror entity. Alright, let's not misclick here. That would be a very sad way for this to end. Kind of hard to misclick since they're at the bottom. Swing with everything, right? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 relevant block. I mean, we should churn out some more blockers as we do this. That's a lot of triggers. All right, so there's a Kenrith, so we're gonna have trample on every. We just win already. We're gonna have trample on the whole team because I had open red mana. Opponent scoops. Opponent doesn't even want to see the rest of what we do. I can understand that. Company's so good against us. Like it's why I'm leaving Intrigue, not just for Cord. Like, Company is just stupidly good. It's just a very good card. Now that I've seen Kitchen Finks, I almost want the Scavenging Ooze instead of some other filler. Maybe even over the Geist. Geist is just a filler card. It's good. But it's filler. It probably gets sided out a lot just to be sideboard cards. Yeah, so we didn't cut any of our power. That's probably smart. Linvala's in. She's good enough that I might just go Evolution for her because she shuts off their combo. Although they do just play a bunch of Apparitions. They got the playset and they have Companies too to find them and Chords to find them. Pretty amazing. Yeah, I think you're right though. In this matchup too, I feel like this is like a pipe dream. Maybe in the more grindy matchups. But then it's like, but the Automaton doesn't do all that much on its own, right? It's just here to be pired, right? So I'm maybe that'll come out a lot. Like maybe my thoughts on that is silly. Like, it's nice to connect the deck to itself by using the changelings. Like, it's nice to do that. But like, we often do have like a bird or something else floating around, right? So maybe this will come out a lot. Maybe this will just get cut ultimately. I wanted to give it a try. We should run the Spell Skite. They have so many Skyclaves, and that actually could have been some nice interaction for us. So that's us cutting the ooh. That's us cutting the changeling, so that does mean our deck is not as connected as it would otherwise be. You can keep this and tuck the Historian. Justice is great in this matchup. It's like a one-sided board sweep. That's one of the 5 points of the Justice, perhaps. I mean, if we get it off in time. Teague, it's okay. I can go Spellskite, so let's lead on Dwarven Mine. The first mine I draw probably is going to be tapped. I mean, this is really, really greedy. I don't know if I was supposed to play the playset, right? I'm just trying to test it. Or they just have the combo. Or they just have the combo. This is representing company, but I think I still have to bite on the fiery. Don't really want to take a ton of damage here, but I think I'm supposed to continue to, like, the problem is the firelit thicket. The firelit thicket is good here because it filters this, but the problem being if I'm not working towards the dwarven mines. I think it's okay. Justice. This is them accompanying, best card in their deck. But I didn't have a chance to get the Teague on the table since they were on the play. So they have their full combo again. They just peeled it off of the company, so we might be losing here. Although, yeah, it sucks. They just beat us probably. Or at least get a lot of value out of this. Games they have it. That's awesome. I have not seen Vizier combo in forever. We don't change anything about our deck for that matchup. That was awesome. It was sweet to see it. We have tools for it. Some of the same tools that we use against Heliod, with one exception. Like Heliod Rampaging Ferocodon works against, does not work against what my opponent was doing. Maybe I should have brought in Collector Oath. It feels counterintuitive because it turns off Pyre of Heroes. But maybe I should have brought in the Collector Oath because it, yeah, maybe I should have brought in Collector Oath because it stops Ballista, and that's how they kill. But they would still be able to do a lot of other stuff, is the thing. There's other value they can generate. This hand could function. It's going to be a little slow because it has the mine, but I think we'll say that several times this league. We'll say, well, this hand would be a lot faster if there was no Dwarven mine. I think I'm supposed to lead bird. I mean, like, sometimes it's correct to lead goose if we know for sure they have removal. Island go. Control? Ah, that's like the spot to draw the land. I might rather just stick the scoos than just play a bunch of geese. Considering it looks like they might be some form of controller combo. Island go could be a few different things. Their choice in Island also makes me think they're a control player. It's like kind of the control aesthetic, right? Yep, confirmed. They're playing Archmages. Let's just kill my scoos. Okay. Bolt. Alright, straw land. Come on, deck. We're running 22 now. Didn't get there. That was the spot where I needed to resolve the Spyro, 100%. I guess I shouldn't have played the Ooze. I should have just played out the Geese to guarantee that if they did have removal for my dorks, we weren't at the mercy of our deck giving us the third land. Now we're going to resolve the Eldritches. I'm assuming this gets countered. Might tempt them to bolt more or try to remove more of our geese, right? I don't know, now they're going to have third land perhaps and have the Archmage's Charm. Wow, they missed again. Show me Mana Leak. Holy Hera. We resolved that? That's fantastic for us. Might be correct for me to hold mine and look for wait for different lands to happen, but now any other red fetches I draw, which are all of our fetches in this case. They finally hit their third land. Maybe they shouldn't have kept that hand. I think our hand looked sketchy. Looked as if it was sketchy, but I don't know. It's like you play control. I keep 2 land hands too. They told us a lot of information about their deck by showing us Cascade as well. But they have to. I mean, they have to try to win, right? So they are playing some sort of either Grixis or... I feel like they're probably more likely to be Grixis control or even Jeskai control than they would be just blue-red. But I've seen some straight blue-red floating around. Let's cut Bonder and Grace. Let's still run these 3. I like Kenrith because he just has a lot of abilities, but maybe that's wrong. I've been leaving the Kenrith in lately, even though he's technically part of the Trample package. I've just been playing him. We're on 2 Veil of Summer now. None of this is useful in this matchup. So we have a lot of things that we want to cut. Frostodon's interesting. If they have some way to gain life, I'd be interested in that. Let's play Abolisher, you, Selfless package, and Mark and Favor actually. So I have a lot of things to cut. We could again cut the little cuteness, right? Although against control, I kind of like being able to pod back into the deck. They could literally reduce me to just my dwarves, and then that's when this would be kind of nice. But Teague's great. Vandal could go. They're probably, if they are the blue-red deck, they're probably breaching, and they're probably also just trying to madcap us. So Vandal's the better answer to madcap. It also keeps us together. Granted, if they threw the breach, the Emrakul's already. I can't, I don't have a way to put this into play instant speed without playing like Teferi or something. So we'll just cut that and maybe even the Apparition. We can cut Shale. We still have our ability to pot up the chain, so we don't need Shale. So one more cut is probably an Evolution. Evolution is really tough in this matchup to consider keeping the playset. We might even want to cut another and just play the Shale so that I can pod my birds more reliably and not only have the Masked Vandal. This is all under the assumption that we're going to resolve the Pyre of Heroes. If we can stick a Pyre of Heroes, it's a huge game. Deck's looking cool. Maybe it's just blue-red Kiki. Hey, what's up, McCheesums and Munnin? How's it going? How you guys doing? Mark of Asylum's great to draw. We may not get to resolve it, but this is great to draw in this matchup when their primary removal spell of choice is Bolt. Their early game removal spell of choice is Bolt. Unless they're Grixis and they just had a weird draw. Well, we know what deck this is for sure now. It's Breach. I thought it was just from the way that they play. Okay, since I drew second Goose, it's kind of tempting to get them to tap out to kill the Goose. And then we can stick the Mark unless they have Spell Snare exactly, which would be sad pandas. But sometimes them pandas are sad. Don't Blood Moon me, opponent. We're much more susceptible to Moon now, our own Moon as well, now that we're trying to make Dwarf tokens. But yeah, the Dwarf tokens, like, I think will be neat, but they may not be worth the price to the mana base, so we'll see. Alright, they decide not to kill Goose. We have Mark of Asylum backed up. We stick it. I may just want to play the other Gilded Goose. What's the benefit to holding open the Veil here? There's some. The problem with me going for this is if they literally did counter my other Gilded Goose, then I won't be able to resolve the Spyro next turn. But if I go for this, this doesn't really net me any mana, is why I might just not do it. To do it this way doesn't actually generate us any mana. And like there's still like Archmage's Charm steal my Gilded Goose, like that the Veil could prevent. Veil just looks so good sometimes. Okay, we just go for Spyro with Veil behind it, right? Dump the Goose in the Spellskite. I think I'd happily spend my food to stop this Archmage's Charm. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'd rather have Skite and Wynota over Bird, right, at this point? Although I don't have a 4th mana source. Maybe I should ditch Spellskite Goose, actually. I don't have 4th mana. I mean, like, we're highly favored to draw into the 4th, but it might be Dwarf, and I have the Firelit Thicket. Thicket, of course, is to fix me into Geist, to fix this into Evolution, which I think is correct. If we're going to play any filter, it's this one. But anyway, let me just think here. I want to keep the Wynota. I think I should keep the Bird. I think me keeping Skite is greedy. We already resolved the Mark of Asylum, so we already have... Oh, wow, we didn't draw the land, so I'm kind of glad I made the decision I did. We still got to resolve the Wynota, though. So just because we got through the first piece of permission doesn't mean I'm going to get through this cryptic command. We might just be getting breached. We may want to leave open a blocker. Favor. Okay. We just jamming, or I think we're just setting up. I think we're setting up. I don't think I want to play Favor, because we already resolved the Mark. There are nice things about Favor still in this matchup. I brought in both for reasons. The thing is if they do have Madcap as a plan B, I'm just going to make a food here. If they do have Madcap as a plan B, that's kind of problematic for us. Let's just draw 3. Take my birds. Cryptic. Tap my creatures. Okay. I'm assuming they just have the nuts, right? You just have Breach Emmy. It's just a 2-card combo. It's not all that hard to do. 5th land. Through the Breach. Show me the Emrakul. Show me the Emrakul. We'll get him next game. Let's run it back. I don't make any changes, I don't think. There are little things to think about, little edges here and there. Evolution is tough in this matchup, because if it gets countered, it just feels so bad. But then again, we're on the play this time. Maybe I should try to get some of these back in. We can cut some of the cuteness. Now that we know what they're up to. Just try to resolve it. Just try to jam them. It feels awful if we don't have, like, the Veil. I am still running a Singleton Cavern. My last build was respecting the blue decks a little bit more. It was playing 2 Caverns. This one's just playing the 1. And I'm testing another land that I wanted to test with a more red-heavy mana base, which is Castle. Yeah, there's not much I can do. I mean, they do care about Teague. If I can protect a Gaddock Teague, we're looking pretty good. We still can go up the chain from Goose. It just involves the Shale. From Goose or Birds, we can go up the chain. Sand has a Veil and has Favor. Probably keep. They are a Snapcaster Mage deck, so they can remove the... Or they can't remove the protection from Grand Abolisher with a Snapcaster. The Snap would just also have protection. So let's just stick this. Hope they don't have... I don't know, Force? Would they force this if they had Force? Be funny. No, or they just open the floodgates. Let's make sure we have green. Or I just draw a Foundry and then I don't have to fetch shock. We might draw different lands. Stick the Favor. More interested in resolving Abolisher than the entity, right? And we can back up this Abolisher with a Veil. And then it's got pro protection from bolts, essentially, in this case. And then we can resolve what we want to resolve. If this resolves, I might just cast Goose. They do play Remand. Shields down for a little bit. Goose does not have pro all colors, only the Abolisher does. So if they want to, they can bolt our Goose. Is this Archmage's Charm again? Okay. They may just want to take this here with their charm. It's fine. I think we're okay with that. I mean, we could even convert the Abolisher into... I don't think I'm supposed to. I think I'm just supposed to play out the entity. Like, we could convert the Abolisher, but we really kind of like resolving it in this matchup. So I'm okay to go shields down here. The Abolisher is vulnerable now, though, because I played entity, but I don't know if there's much I can do about that. You just block with the Goose? Okay. This is Cryptic. Cryptic City. Would love to even just tutor for Gaddock Teague. Like if we get another green source here, maybe that's what I do. It does take a lot of green for you to Veil and have Evo. That's another reason why I cut some of these in this match, because it's hard to resolve it. This anger the gods. This is Cryptic Command now. Okay. I think we're okay with that. Do we want to just... Oh, wow, we hit the third green source. Do we want to just Evo this into... You can get something or less, right? X is 2+. Actually, maybe you can't. Am I reading this wrong? It's been a while since I've had to thought about downgrading on evolution. I think you can. Yeah, you can. This is X or less. But I'm still trying to think what we want to tutor for. We want to do that instead of just resolve the Abolisher, right? We want to make sure they can't just breach us. And a Gaddock Teague with pro all colors seems good. I don't know if we would need to have access to the Veil. I don't think so, unless we want to make sure they can't bounce the Favor of the Mighty. Well, surely let's get in for our free 1 damage. I'm thinking Teague. Because we don't really have much to do. So this cuts off the other Cryptics. This cuts off... We do care about Vendilion Click still. Like, Vendilion Click could block the Gaddock Teague. I don't know if I swing into the Click. We'll see. Kind of want to resolve the Abolisher, which will shut off the shenanigans of a Vendilion Click block on the Teague. Their deck still has things to be doing. I mean, they could be like opting or serum visioning and such. Maybe they Blood Moon us and I contemplate my mana base. Alright, the long gaze and then the reluctant Steam Vents tapped. That's a good sign. So let's do this first so that there's no Vendilion Click shenanigans here. I mean, they could still cast Click now. I'm just saying, like, we'll know that it's on the table. What's cool is these are both CMC2, so they're both going to have protection from all colors. You're bolting my face. Sure. This looks like Snapcaster Mage, maybe. Bolt to face makes me think it's Snap Bolt, right? Like what else would prompt them to bolt here just out of the blue? It's probably Snapcaster. They're just trying to filter properly. Sure. I mean, we do have just eat a food, so I'm not. We have more life to work with than it might look like to you. Get in for my 2 damage, because why not? I mean, I may not want to tap out to eat the food during their end step. Do you think they just have runner bolts? If you do, we have to gain the life now. I mean, the line that they're taking makes me think that they don't have a way out of this just yet. It's not really in their color combination to have an out. We could go get Wynota here. I have Veil. Funny enough, funny interaction with Grand Abolisher is the I do lose the they can't cast things, so if they have double counterspell, we actually get got. But I think I just go for it, right? It's only going to get worse for us. Wow, they're letting us get the trigger? Nice. They want to Aether Gust here. They have double gust. I don't know if fatigue is enough anymore. I'll bottom it because we're getting the trigger. They targeted the Teague both times, fascinatingly. They let me have the Wynota trigger. I mean, it may just be because they have the Emrakul Breach already wrapped up in their hand. Do you think that's why, folks? Do you think they just have the Breach Emmy? They always have the Breach Emmy, right? They play playset of both. It's turn 7. They'd be kind of a disgrace to their archetype if they didn't have it now. They had double gust. I couldn't protect the Teague. I think we played fine. Gosh, we're having like the worst start that I've seen with our deck in a long time because we were on a roll. I wonder if the Dwarven Mine really wasn't worth it, and we're learning that lesson now. I'm still fine with going back to the thing that I really was testing was the Pyre of Heroes. So this was even just one iteration back, and I wonder if this is just a lot happier. The mana base is maybe a lot more solid here. It's literally the same deck almost card for card, as you can see. The difference only being mana base. That's the only thing I just wanted to see if the Dwarven Mine could be a thing we could try. But I think it's hurting us more than it's helping. Like, I've only made a few dwarves tonight. I think the Dryad Arbor fulfills a similar role without us needing to take a lot of shock damage. I do think this is really cool for like the polymorph decks, but already I'm kind of thinking I want to go back to Dryad Arbor. Not necessarily just because those are 2 losses. I mean, those are tough matchups, right? Because opponent drew, I think we saw 3 companies or more against our company opponent. It's best card in their deck. We saw like Devoted Druid combo is just a more direct combo. We kind of do this, then we do that, then we do that, you know. On the draw, I might consider keeping this. I just don't know, you know, like depending on their archetype, it might be wrong to keep this, but This might be my last game. Yeah, this was probably our last game. I'll still finish out this league because I like getting the testing, but I don't know. Unless we win out, this is not looking great for the home team. I mean, it's bound to happen at some point. We've had a really good go with the deck. Like these play points you see here are all from this archetype, us rocking this archetype. This is version 4.6, 4.7. Been really enjoying the deck. That's really funny. Look what our opponent just said. Hey, I said, hey, good luck and have fun. Opponent says, you as well. Then he says, saw your recent Wynota list. Mad respect on going 3-1 with it. And then I said, Bruce by the Magic Guy? Aw, well, thanks. That's nice of them. There we go. It's hard to put the chat thingy back on Moto. It's kind of a hindrance. Alright, so we did draw a land, but it's a tap land. We're very sad, and we're very sad that we're trying this. Seems like it's just hurting the deck tremendously. That's okay. Wanted to try it. Wanted to see if it would hurt the deck. It's hurting the deck. Like, if I'm fetching basic here, I'm not even working towards it. I think there's some matchups where having something like this could be really good. Like, and maybe the playset was what was wrong. Maybe you played 2 or 3 of it. But, like, I feel like if we're committing to it, I want the playset. I think I'm happier with the Dryad Arbor and the extra, like, caverns and such. One card that is in this mana base, though, the Dwarven Pyre list, Embereth, I would like to squeeze in to this other mana base if we go back in iteration. Even to the point where I'd be willing to give up, like, the copper line. They're playing Dredge. We're very sad. I don't have access to my Skoos. There's no tutor in my hand. I think we're just dead. Most of my hands that don't involve Eldritch Evolution die to Dredge anyway. Hey, how's it going, Jade? You're just in time to watch us die to Dredge. All right, goose goose, duck duck goose, right? Goose goose goose. Goose 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 goose. Opponent told us that they saw our recent list, so they also know what I'm up to, like card for card. So that's the negative of getting your deck posted. It's cool. It's great. I'm excited to get the deck posted and get this, you know, a list from the stream posted. But now they'll be gunning for us. They'll know what I'm on. They'll know who we are. We have to switch decks. They know who I am. My username. We have to make a new account. Alright, creeping chill. Creeping chill. No Narcos. No Narco Mapa. This is turn 3 though, and they have a Bloodghast, so pretty easily they're gonna have a land, right? Didn't they also loam? They didn't loam yet. They just gotta go land. Land, return the gas. Gas gets back 6 power. Dredge, man. Deck's great. If we can have a Wynota off the top, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful, deck. If you can just give us what we need, that would be awesome. Get their creatures. I mean, we can block them. It's not like there's 6 power on a Titan, you know. Firelit Thicket. All right, that doesn't help me. We play Lena and just hope, right? Make 4 creatures. This gives me protection from the Conflagrate. Time for Garrix. Turn 3 Lena Selfless Champion? You're always plugging that. That's your go-to. Alright, but now I have a lot less mana. I have no white mana either. I mean, Lena gives me good blocks. Do we want to try to protect ourselves from the conflag that's incoming soon, or do we want to just use it now to have a good block here? It doesn't really make my block all that much better. Is this a loam? It's probably a life from the loam, right? They didn't hit the ox. I mean, they didn't have all the things. I imagine this is them conflagging. I mean, I can't really sacrifice Lena because I need her as the protection to the conflag, right? I think blocking here is correct. I think we have to preserve life total. It's a little awkward, but I think we have to do it. Would love to be able to like flicker this card, you know? Wonder if Charming Prince deserves another look-see. I mean, Magus turns him off of Loam, but like most of the important dredge cards these days, like they are gonna conflag me. Okay. Maybe they're just going face with it. One on Lena, bunch face. Which, I mean, makes me wonder if I should have used Lena to just give my team indestructible. I would have had more soldier tokens if I'd done that. Alright, let's just draw a Wynota off the top. Let's just why not? Just give me a Wynota, please. Almost. Almost a Wynota. Spyro these things away. Blade Historian, interesting. They're 28. I mean, I can't imagine. There's another conflag in the bin, too. I mean, Wynota, without Kenrith and Blade Historian, I don't know if I can swing through them anymore. They're going to have lots of blockers coming up this turn. I feel like a lot of the important humans I've already used up. Some of them. They get a Narcomoeba. I mean, we just hope they're out of gas, right? They're dredged. They're never out of gas. But we just kind of hope they're out of gas, right? Is this a loam? They're building up to another conflag. It doesn't take them long. It does not take them long to build up to a really nice conflag. They've got a Bloodghast. I mean, they're at 26. They're going to swing out here. If I don't keep the Spyro, then... Oh, wait, they do have a conflag for X's 2. So we have to respect the conflag for X's 2. I want to keep the creatures that have attack power, right? Is my block like something Bizarro World like this? Or even this? Take 5, and they can't kill me. I go to 1. Obviously, I have to draw the Wynota here, and I have to hit the life linker, right? I can take 5. They only have conflag for 2. And they may still conflag some of my creatures. This is it. This is a big draw. This is a big draw. Wynota. I'll even take Evolution. Wynota's a little bit better than Evolution. I think they're going to try to kill off a... Oh, they... Forgotten Cave. Trying to cycle into that one card that they play. They don't hit it, though. Alright. Big draw. Holy cajoles. Oh, no. Here we go. We got to get it. We got to get the nuts. Oh, that's not the nuts. I don't have enough mana. Please give us the lifelinker. We're looking so many cards deep. Oh, please, deck. Please. 12 cards more to go. No. Alright, we're dead if we don't hit the lifelinker, right? I'm at 3 and they have a conflag. So we do grab the Wynota in this case. And we keep it. Come on. Yes. That's why we play it. That's why we play it. You know, there's a really cool interaction with Mirror Entity and Heron's Grace, but I don't get to do it here. But if you do have the ability to make everybody a human, you actually can paint the whole team with lifelink. We started cutting the Mirror Entity. Hold on, we haven't necessarily won just yet. I didn't get the double striker. It's in my hand. So this just gave us extra turns. This doesn't actually let us win. Something to note. But we did like hit the Heron's Grace at the perfect time too. It was at the bottom of the stack. So that's 1, 2, 3, 8. Yeah, they go down to 9. I go up to 21. I don't think they're going to be able to come back and kill us, right? Even if they kill the Winota, I've got the Entity. They got to kill like Entity here. Yeah. I think we win. I don't know. Well, Creeping Chills. 2 of them? That's a good start for our Drudge opponent. Creeping Chill, Creeping Chill. Look at us, like, we did one of the more powerful things our deck can do, which is chain through a bunch of humans and hit the Heron's Grace. We're F6'd. There's nothing I can do. Like, we did do something kind of silly on our turn 5. This is our turn 5, I think. But Kenrith is down. Lena's down. Blade Historian I can cast if we get another turn, and that should end it. So they got to put me to 0 here. They scoop. Did we just beat Dredge game 1? What? 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 What just happened? What just happened? Oh. Oh, man. Actually, the Lena was a lot better than she looked. Their conflag wasn't able to kill all the threats that they would have otherwise wanted to. They aimed face because she was protecting my team. She's a main deckable selfless spirit effect for us because she's also just a powerhouse. She just makes a lot of... and the fact that they're soldier tokens and not humans is very relevant. We do play the timely when they're on the play, right? I cut Moon. That was amazing. How did we win? I'm like still like in my mind I'm still like going over like what just happened. I think I run every single card that we have that helps us against conflag. I know that looks weird. It looks really weird, but I think I do. I think Justice is also interesting, but probably not good enough. Probably cut Justice. I think this is too slow doing the chain up thing. We still run Entity though. It's another Anthem. We do need to be able to trample over, so I don't think we cut any of our Haymakers. This kind of disruption is really slow and kind of inconsequential when it comes to Dredge, whereas this could kill a bunch of things. The Banisher Priest is a human, though. Spellskite could stay. Gaddock Teague actually turns off Conflag. Geist is filler. Shale is filler. 2 more cuts. Okay, so we don't have room for the Justice or the Banisher Priest. Let's go! Timely Reinforcements is so very good for us, when especially when we know we're probably going to get the extra 3. I'm sure my opponent's disappointed. They're like, wait, why is your list different? What's happening? You weren't running that before. I know, Lena's new. She's new. Even though we're playing like kind of the same thing, same archetype as what our opponent knows, because they saw the event list and they probably even pulled it up. Oh, wow, we have the Pyre. We got to test a Pyre hand, right? We're on the draw. I think we can keep this. The Dwarven Mind plan was a terrible plan. I'm going back to this Dried Arbor build easily. And I'm actually feeling like the... I mean, I do like be able to chain up, but who is telling me that they're just like, don't bother Brew Spy? I think you're right. I think the Automaton chain up plan is bad. Shale does it, although Masked Vandal's theoretically main deckable. I do want to make sure that we can chain up from a bird. I'm okay if we can't chain up from the Singleton Dried Arbor. That doesn't phase me. And we can run something else in that spot. Maybe just second Strangleroot Geist, honestly. Strangleroot Geist looks good to me in his Pyre of Heroes build because it can chain up to either Mirror Entity. It also chains up to the Singleton Skyclave Apparition. So I do think I'd just play a second Strangleroot. Yeah, I do think the 1-drop Automaton is a little adorable. Shriekhorn. We go basic here, right? Awkward for the Dwarven Mine. It's going to be a tap land when it's in our openers anyway. Like, I think I try to take... Like, we could draw a different land than this Wood of Footles is in my hand. I mean, there's a very, very good chance that we're just going to shock. Don't have Dark Blast. Don't have Dark Blast for my bird. Don't, let's see. Don't have Dark Blast. Don't have, Lightning Axe. Just don't have it, opponent. Maybe next turn I should just Evo for, our Graveyard Hate. Unfortunately, they get 2 Amalgams, and my Graveyard Hate is no longer really a thing. They also have 1 more charge on the Shriekhorn. I may still do it. There's still a lot to nuke from their... I mean, like, we either ignore it, which is wrong because there's 2 Conflags too. I think we nuke their yard. It's not even I think. It's we have to. We nuke the bin. It just sucks that they got 2 Amalgams before I could interact with their graveyard. Oh, Dredge. Oh, Dredge. Can I do it and not take a million? That's the next question. I'm not running the second basic forest anymore. Do the Heron's Grace. Grace is interesting. Sacred Foundry, I still can Eldritch because we have birds, so let's do it. We hope to draw a different land. This is really hurting us. I mean, it's fine that we discovered it. I just wish I hadn't discovered... Oh, another Creeping Chill? Come on! 3 Creeping Chills? Whatever. Whatever. Give us a land, deck. Give us a land. I'm at 3. Yeah, I think this choice in land is just getting us killed. Well, I got my wish. We are running the basic mountain. But it got milled over? Did it get cut? Oh, it did get cut. We did. Never mind. I cut it. I thought I was running a basic mountain in this list originally. It looks like I cut it for a second. Sacred Foundry. Alright. It's okay. We'll go back to the Dryad Arbor build. We'll be sensible. Let's run it back. That was so awesome to take them down game 1 despite them having a conflag. Let's go. This hand is okay if they don't have the turn 1 disruption. They play Dark Blast. They also play Lightning Axe. This hand could get away with a basic forest, I think. But again, this hand might still just like be hoping for second land and well, it's hoping for second land no matter how you spin it. Is this Axe? No. Shriekhorn. Sweet. Land, please. That was lucky. Okay, we are running a lot more land now, though. But it could have easily been a Dwarven Mine. So I think we play the bird and the Spellskite, right? Or do we just set up to have the... The problem with just immediately going for the Spirit, I do like that. The issue with doing it is they can just shoot the Spirit before I get to interact with their graveyard. So I think actually what we're going to do... And again, this is really counterintuitive to what the deck is doing now with the Dwarf... Well, this matchup isn't about Dwarven Mines anyway. Let's just go get our other basic. Man, we're like really greedy this league. I think the greed really hit us this league. Alright, Spellskite to protect us from Conflag. Right? Or no, I don't know if it does, actually. I'm running Skite more so for the Dark Blast, right? We're running it for the Lightning Axe. They might have liked to have drawn that Thrilling Discovery. Thrilling Discovery is so great for their deck. Really, really great. There's the Lightning Axe. They're going to dredge the Life from the Loam. Probs. Modern Dredge. It'll get you. They kind of have a slow start here, though. I might just slam the Winota. But that kind of depends on what happens here. They hit an arc, so that means they're going to get back 2 amalgams. I do have a reasonable block for one of the amalgams. Oh gosh, and there's also an ox. Yeah, we're pretty toast, aren't we? No conflag. There's also a bloodghast. Dredge just doing dredge things. Like if I nuke their bin, what am I doing? I'm stopping an ox. It's probably correct for me to take a turn off. Like I think it's okay for me to slow us down a turn to go get the spirit. Pyre of Heroes is a better way for me to go get spirit. Awesome, that was a great draw, I think. Kind of. I don't know. Evolution would have resulted in a similar outcome. Oh, I just punted. Never mind. I'm sitting here thinking I can go get the spirit, and I can't. I just punted us. I just got us killed. That's embarrassing. Yep. I was sitting there like, I have to evolution, right? And then I was like, no. Pyro's sweet. Let's pyro. Nope. It's not Birthing Pod, Bruce By. I've played a lot of Legacy with Birthing Pod. So I think I was just on autopilot. I just threw this away for us. We needed to set up the Wynota. They're going to Ox and draw their whole deck. That's really sad. That's so sad. I think we might have even had this. Oh, wait. No, there's a con flag. So they would have seen the con flag after the spirit, but they... I don't know. I think either way we were maybe screwed if that's what's happening. That's way too sad. That's really too bad. I mean, even if I played Wynota instead of blocking, I might have just swung with the Spellskite and hoped for the nuts, even though it can't be Lena anymore since she's in hand. I think I should have just slammed the Wynota, actually. Like even just playing Wynota was better than... It wasn't a... Pyre wasn't a choice. That threw me off. It really was just a choice between Evolution and Wynota. But it's okay. This league is already a little bit of a throwaway. Suffice it to say. But it's just sad that like we could have maybe won this and I threw it away. There's no mercy for us. Dredge is not going to show any sort of mercy. They will do what they need to do. I'm trying to think of what would be the best possible draw would be a land that doesn't cost us life points. And we would have to draw the nuts. I'm just kicking myself that I threw this, guys. Like it was very obvious what I was supposed to do. And then of course it's the mind just to remind me that I need to change these. That's so funny. It's like it's like a sad funny, you know? If I grab their yard, it's too late. Like I'm at 11. But no, I mean like we were supposed to we were supposed to nuke the yard because it got the ox and might slow them down. They still had the amalgams and such. They were gonna mill over one con flag. I don't know. I think we just spin the wheel because it's more fun. Grabbing their graveyard's not going to do enough anymore. We punted. It's okay that we punted, but we punted. Glyph Weaver makes it so that they don't wipe my army to the con flag. But like, what am I even doing? I'm at 11. Wynota can block here. They swing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, they just aim the con flag at my face. So we're just, man, we could have maybe, I don't know. We could have maybe done something. I mean, I hate to say it, we do have a lot of points to throw away, which sounds. I feel like I haven't been able to say that in months. Like I have a lot of points to like test something weird and experimental. We got to go back to the more reasonable mana base, and it's okay. I mean, I did a bunch of duo queues. And it seemed fine, but I also think I just wasn't drawing the Dwarven Mines. I think I was fetching them out. I wasn't drawing them. And we've had several games today where I'm just drawing them. That's a good block. That's a good block. Make this block. Go to 4. Con flag for 4. Good games. Wow, we threw that. We may have been able to turn it around. Like I was supposed to take a turn off, making the spirit. Now we would have been down a bird though. But we did eventually draw to some more lands, but they were tap lands. Nah. I do love showing you guys this deck, but we threw this. I threw that. I threw that. That wasn't necessarily my deck's fault. I think that was me changing up my mana base. I really do think that's what these games were. Like, there were several times where I could have made a play. I had the right spell, but I had the wrong mana. So I think we'll go back to the Dryad Arbor mana base, where most of the fetches are, except for the Arid Mesa. And the Arid Mesa is because I want to be able to get the plains. I found that 5 white fetch felt better than just the 4 for the basic plains for when we go to Majesty of the Moon. So our mana base will be happier with mostly green fetch. I think the Dryad Arbor mana base makes way more sense. I think we also take a lot less damage being a Copperline Gorge mana base. Yeah, just lots of little things. Lots of little things there. Like, I'm sitting here kicking myself, but I feel like it's one of those things where it was like the battle was before I hopped into that league. There, you can see the sideboard. The battle was before I jumped into that league. It's just so disappointing because I had some awesome getting ready for tonight's stream. I had some awesome duo queues today. I had some awesome singleton queuing, some awesome tournament practice, and then I think we'll like 2 Strangleroots. Skyclave is a pretty reasonable target for us to get commonly off of Pyre. It doesn't result in Wynota, but I think that this is just a really good card in the format. So I think 2 Geists, and Geist has the ability to either Pyre into Mirror Entity or Skyclave. So we're adding more Geists, and I think that's a good direction. I like that we're bird tribal, if you're wondering. I do have a relevant bird to pot into now, which is sweet. There are a lot of things I like about this Pyre of Heroes build. Like, I didn't really change a lot of cards. Like, check this out. If we go back just a few iterations before us playing Pyre of Heroes, this was us trying to make Jor-El work. I think originally it was 2 Jor-Els. Wasn't it? Winota version 4.4? 4 point... Trying to go back a few versions. That was us doing Vengevines. All sorts of weird stuff we've tried. Song of Freyalise. There we go. Yeah, we were trying like Fauna Shaman even without the... This is the Black Bloom Rogue build. I mean, I think like as jank as I think our current build is, just because, especially the mana base, I think we have come a long way. This is us even trying Skarg as another way to cause trample, and we found that Kenrith is just hands down the best way to do it. There's just no debate there. That was still Black Bloom. This was a 2 of Vengevine. I think this was the list that actually got posted, by the way. This is what people think we're doing. I do miss the Ranger Captain of Eos. I do think this card was really good. And he goes and fetches the Legion Loyalist to sure up the Wild Bonder or Neonate. But I found that you can actually pull off Wild Bonder with just Kenrith. So I think that this was a step in the wrong direction. And I want to go back to 1 previous or 2 previous. I do really like the Pyre of Heroes so much. I wish that's what I wish this is what I'd hopped in the league with, guys. That's okay. Sometimes you blow 100 points to learn a valuable lesson. And what is that lesson? I learned again that I really have trouble brewing mana bases. Like, I think we do come up with some really cool, innovative ideas on this stream. I really don't think I'm very good at brewing mana bases. Also, that was a very luck sack game 1 win against our dredge opponent anyway, right? That we hit literally like relevant human, relevant human, relevant human, the Heron's Grace, gain a bunch of life. I mean, that's why it's in here for the incidental oops we wins, but yeah. That was just kind of sad. Anyway, I think I'm done for the night. What's the time? Oh yeah, I'm over time. What I said I was going to do. Oh, Jade, this was that idle game I was telling you about. I don't know if you're into starting another idle game, but can I actually resize this? Oh, you can. I know you're into these. Probably nobody else in the chat right now is into this. You're up to 3,000 hours in it? My goodness. Yeah. I'm just starting it. I don't know. I like AFK'd, like farmed a bunch of something. I don't know. It's fun. The fact that it's a freebie game is actually kind of cool too. Makes me wonder if I ran out of town if you would see me. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, let's go host another stream. I know, after I like scare everybody off by not playing Magic for a second. Let's host another stream. There's a lot of other great modern content out there. Thanks for stopping in, guys. I know, short stream tonight. I usually try to finish a full league on stream, but I did promise that I would be doing something with my friend. So let's go find us another modern stream. I'll do the work. I'll find you another stream so you don't have to. You can keep watching. Modern Jeskai Breach creativity. Where else would I go? Fluffy Wolf has done it again. Where else would I go? Where else would I go? Where's also doing things? I feel like I would just host Fluffy. It's been a while since I've hosted Fluffy. Let's go say hi to Fluffers. To Fluffy. To Fluffy Wolf. Let's go say hi to Douglas, shall we? Or raid. Hit that button, smash that button. Let's go say hi to our dear friend Fluffy Wolf together. I'll finish this league next stream, guys. Don't worry. Even though we're like not able to really prize anymore, I'll finish it. I like to. I think the 2 Strangleroot Geist is going to be great. And I think we have real clear reasons why we want to do it instead of Voice of Resurgence. All right, let's do it. I'll see you over there. Thanks for coming, guys. See you next stream.
We love Garooks. Love Garook.